And just want to make sure we're all on the same page here. So just bear with me here. But let me read this to you guys. Symone Sanders. This thing is about Symone Sanders. Now, if you guys know Symone Sanders, she is the uh, she was the public face or the communications person for Bernie Sanders in 2016. And then, because she's a political activist, she goes where the money goes. And then so she switches to who pays her the most money. And then she ended up on Biden's team because, he needed women of color. These white men love to use our black women for their benefit. And they talk about us not taking care of our children and all this other stuff. Have you ever thought about this? That is such bullshit because if that was the case, these white men don't take care of their responsibilities. And a lot of you sisters that are sleeping with these white men have kids for these white men that you put on some brothers. You know what I mean? And we're taking care of those kids. But, it's not about the kids because the kids are innocent. But, it seems like anything that goes wrong in this country, blame the black man. Just blame the black man and, you'll worry about the repercussions later. The COVID is the black man's problem, whatever. It's just, it's incredible to me. So, so they finally win, and her, you would think common sense with her being the all-pro linebacker that she is, and everything that she did for this white man and her white master, she put herself out there, was really willing to take a bullet for him, a knife, or whatever it was. And I'm going to show the video on the video cast about that. You think they would reward her for her butter biscuit, buck dancing ass, twerking ass with the press secretary job, which is the same thing Roland Martin was trying to shoot for. He swore up and down he was going to get that because he was eating butter biscuits so good. He was, I mean, he was licking his fingers, just licking his fingers, right? But guess what they did? They didn't give it to her. They named an all-white communications team with 2 Negroes up in there. And then the 2 Negroes they named, they put them under white women. How does it feel? We told you, Joe Biden is a Dixiecrat. He's not going to change. But y'all love symbolism. Oh, she's working for Kamala. They made her the press secretary for the vice president. Now, right now, how many of you guys can tell me who the vice president press secretary is? Not many of you guys can do that. So, it's just so sad. It's just so sad. But anyway, here we are. Let me read this. This is out of USA Today. And it says, Joe Biden names all-women White House communication team led by Jen Psaki as press secretary. Now, I know, and I'm familiar with Jen because she worked under the Obama administration. And again, all you people that love symbolism and you just jump on bandwagons and shit because you think you know politics, you know it every 4 years. You don't even know it every 2 years. You know it every 4 years when somebody's running for president. You think you know stuff, but you really don't. And I know this lady, she did a lot of stuff behind the scenes and under the Obama administration. All these people, all they do is they recycle their jobs over and over and over again, and they just keep bucking for the next job. Okay, so let me read this. This is out of the USA Today. It says, President-elect Joe Biden named his White House senior communications staff Sunday, choosing a team of women led by Jen Psaki, a veteran of President Barack Obama's administration, as his press secretary. Now, did any of you guys see Miss Jen during the campaign? Did anybody see who was doing all the work? Oh, Jean Pierre, whatever her name is. You saw Symone Sanders. You saw these people of color just bashing black men and telling black people they got to vote no matter who. And Joe, I mean, regardless of how I felt about what they were doing, because I knew what they were doing. That's who we saw getting the work. But who got the fucking job? The white woman. They take care of their own, and we told you guys this. But oh no, Joe, he's not even in office yet. You don't know what he's gonna do. You gotta give him time. Give him time. We're seeing what he's doing. The first 8 important positions of his administration have nothing to do with black people. Putting diversity in your cabinet has nothing to do with progressivism. How do you say it? Progressivism. Or being progressive. Okay? I'm not into the color thing. I don't give a shit who you are because I know what's going on. Okay? I know. Donovan knows what's going on. Okay? I'm a recovering Democrat. Okay. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat anymore. And people say, what does that mean? You're a recovering Democrat. A recovering Democrat is a person who, like an recovering alcoholic, I'm trying to stay away from something that is very bad for me. Okay. As much because I grew up being a Democrat. My mama was a Democrat. My daddy was I don't know, whatever. I was supposed to be a Democrat. I didn't know. So I got to wean myself off of that and stay away from it because the Democratic Party is not good for me, and they continue not to be good for me or my people. But let's go on, shall we? Psaki, who wore many hats under Obama, including White House communications director, has overseen the confirmation team for Biden's transition. Turning to two top campaign aides, Biden tapped Kate Bedingfield as White House communications director. He didn't even give her the White House communications director job. He gave her the Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, chose Symone Sanders as senior advisor and chief spokesperson. How many of you guys have actually sat and heard Vice President Mike Pence give briefings at all on a national level? Can you name his person? I mean, I can name him because I'm a political junkie, but I doubt if you guys can do it. Beddington worked as a deputy campaign manager, communication director for the Biden-Harris campaign. Sanders was a senior advisor to the campaign. Okay, so I'm just going to get out of this right now. I'm going to stop sharing this. All right, you guys, here we are. This is Donovan Sadiq. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you guys are seeing me out there, this is for the video cast. So here we are. After doing all of this work, putting it all out there, this is how they repay the Black campaign workers for everything they did. Was it not the Black vote that got Joe Biden the election? We told you guys this. I mean, this is nothing new, or it wasn't anything that we didn't try to warn you about. White supremacy is just what it is. It's white supremacy. And you guys did not listen. Oh, wait a minute, though. Wait, he isn't even in there yet. You got to give him time. Give him time. Give him time to do what? What are we giving him time to do? That's what I'm not understanding here. So wait, give me 1 second, because I need to share this on Facebook, and I need to go to YouTube, and I'm going to get into the commentary. Just give me a second. It takes a while to get all this stuff going, and I'm just like, everywhere here. Here it is. So, and I'm going to share this. Sorry. I want to share this, and I know you guys heard that, so we're going to put it on my newsfeed. And there we go. And one more time, I'm going to share it one more time on Twitter. There it is. Go. Go, Gadget, go. So, I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm trying to be positive, but it's very, very hard to be positive for something that how things are going to roll. So this is Symone Sanders behind me. If you guys are at home watching this and listening, for those that don't know, if you guys seen her, she's an all-pro linebacker. She has been a all-pro for 2 years. And it's just amazing to me how we just do so much for Master, and yet we can't seem to do anything for ourselves. It's just amazing to me. It's amazing to me. And it seems like my feed cut off somewhere, and I'm trying to find it, and it is not here. It's not here. So anyway, you guys, this is Symone Sanders, and she was the communications director for Joe Biden. Now, usually when you're the communications director on the campaign trail, you're going to be the communications director. It's common sense to name you communications director for the White House press secretary. But I want you to look at this lady. She's very attractive. I like short hair. She's a thick sister. She has all the attributes that I would want for myself in a relationship with the woman. I mean, she's, a very attractive girl. She's very young. I can't really deal with it. But anyway, when you're the press secretary of the United States, you are the face of the president. You are the face of the president of the United States. And you're the one that the world recognizes as the official spokesman for the United States. You're speaking for the president and you're briefing and telling everybody what is going on. Very, very beautiful woman. Now, if you guys have seen the woman, he wants to, sorry, here, let me share this. I want to show you guys the woman. Oh, I'm sorry, let me just go here. Hell with it. Hell with it. This is the woman that is the face of the president of the United States and the spokesperson for the president. She's freckled, reddish, blondish hair, whatever you want to call that, sandy blonde, or I think she's a redhead. Prototypical Opie Taylor, a town of Mayberry. I didn't see her on the trail at all. Okay. And so you guys are, especially you women, are probably saying, why are you calling her a linebacker? This is why I'm saying she is a linebacker. I want you to watch this here. Let's just check this out. Okay. Somebody's coming to the stage. Joe Biden wasn't in any danger. And there's Symone Sanders in the stripes at the very bottom here. She's right here at the bottom. There she is. Look at that. Look. Bam! Got her. Man, I wouldn't want to be a wide receiver coming across the middle during a major pass. I mean, she hit it like it was nobody's business. You know what I'm talking about? So that was Symone Sanders in action and doing what she does. She's a thick girl. She's a big girl. But after doing all of that, they rewarded her with the vice presidency of the United States as a spokesperson. So you won't be seeing Symone Sanders anywhere. And the other Black girl, Jean Pierre, whatever her name was, she was named assistant or vice press secretary of the White House. Okay. So you won't be seeing that chick anymore either. Okay. This is how they treat us. And this is what we tell you. White supremacy is just that. They're not going to promote you over their own. Jesus Christ, you guys, you had a Black president that didn't do anything for Black people. What makes you think a Dixiecrat is going to do anything different? Okay. I don't know what we have to do to make you guys understand. Okay. This is Symone Sanders. Very beautiful girl. Okay. With all the money she has made in political, work. Got a problem with the teeth there. The grill is that's very problematic. I mean, for me, it's just like you ladies, y'all be looking in men's mouths and you don't want the guy to be all, jacked up teeth and, he might be doing other things with that mouth. You know what I mean? So, Symone Sanders, very beautiful girl. But you would think with all the money that she has, you get the teeth fixed there or whatever. But, to each his own. I mean, it isn't about her looks. But then, is it? Is it about her looks? After 8 years of Obama and the turmoil and the bitter venom that has been put out there, do you guys honestly think that they want to put America out there like that again? Are we ready for that? Everybody's like, oh, the Obama years were great. The Obama years were dismal for Black people. What are you talking about? Now, if you're a baby boomer, you guys don't think there's anything wrong because life is good for you because, you're in your 70s usually, if not older. You got your job, you've retired from your job, you've got the money, you've got the house, you got your Social Security coming in. Life is good for you. But what about the rest of us? What about your children and your children's children? Why should I fight for your Social Security if you're not going to fight for mine? But when they're talking about cutting your Social Security, you want us all to come together, and it's just messed up. It's messed up all the way around. But the press secretary is a very, very big job, because from that job, you get briefed on a lot of stuff. I mean, you get the top secret clearance, you get all of that good stuff. And then from that job, it could go on for 30 years because you have that title of having held that post. So it's a very lucrative post after you leave the White House. You can go anywhere and basically write your ticket. Oh, I was the spokesman for the president. I was in on the briefings, or I know this was what happened. You could write books. I mean, it's very lucrative. Roland Martin was pissed he didn't get that post. He swore up and down he was going to get that post, and he didn't get it. He didn't get it. I'm telling you guys, you could do all the buck dancing you want. It doesn't matter to them. They don't care about your buck dancing. To them, you're nothing, and you will never be nothing. Joe Biden is a racist. He is no different than Donald Trump. I don't care if you believe it or not. It's a fact. Okay. He hung out with racists. He gave eulogies for racists, known racists, and he still hasn't apologized for the crime bill. And by putting these Black women behind the scenes where they can't be questioned or anybody's going to be paying attention, they can't be questioned about the Black agenda. Because the face of Joe Biden is a white woman. And guess what? It's about building the middle class. We've got to rebuild the middle class. I challenge you guys right now, as Black people that are watching this show and listening to my podcast, 70% of 13%, because Black people make 13 or 14% of the United States. We're 13 or 14% of the population. Out of that 13 and 14%, 70% of us live at or below the poverty line, which is about $15,000. The average Black household has about $17,000. The average white family has $121,000. It's going to take over 225 years for us to catch them in the wealth gap. If 70% of us live close to the poverty line, if not below it, who are they talking about when they're talking about the middle class? Talking about me. I mean, I don't know what the middle class is, because 2007, all that shit went away. Either you're a have or you're a have not. Okay. Was I raised in the ghetto or in the hood or in poverty? Thank God, no. My mom worked her ass off. Did my mom come from poverty? Yes, she was a country girl. Yes, absolutely. From Louisiana. Absolutely. My mom was the oldest of 12 children. And I'm like, whenever you hear that, that's a common story for Black people. I don't care if you're in Chicago, if you're in St. Louis, you're in Detroit. We come from these big families that mostly are poor. And whatever your definition of poor is, because it might be different than mine. Okay. So did I grow up basically, losing my father being dead, my parents being married, and my mom being a widow? Did I grow up in the same circumstances as my parents? No, I did not. However, do I know what it's like to struggle and see my mom struggle to rebuild what we lost because of my father's death? Absolutely. Absolutely. But would I adequate it to her being poor? No, I wouldn't. So when Joe Biden talks about rebuilding the middle class, he's not talking about Black people in general. So if the 70%, let's do the math, 70%, and then you got, okay, they're poor, they're gone. He's not talking about you guys. So 30% of 12 or 14%. That's a small group of people in the United States, if we're even if we're on that level. He's not talking to the majority of us. And when I speak of my people, and I include myself. So who's Joe Biden talking about? Well, we got to rebuild the middle class. We've got to do this lift every boat every tide lifts every boat. No, what is the black agenda, Mr. Biden? I don't even need to talk to Kamala because the vice president doesn't mean shit. Okay. And we know Kamala ain't for black people. She has daddy issues. Okay. I'm sorry that Willie Brown used and abused you or whatever the situation was, allegedly or whatever. And you have a thing against black men. I have nothing to do with that. I don't know what that's about. But you have daddy issues because you get a historic position. You praise your mom and you give thanks to your mom, but you say nothing about your dad. So for anybody that says, how can I say she has daddy issues? How do you praise one parent and don't praise the other parent, regardless if the parent did shit for you or didn't? It wasn't for that other parent, you wouldn't be here. Where I'm at today in life is because of my parents. Who I am as a person is because of my mother. Because my father wasn't here. But if it wasn't for my father, I wouldn't be here either. We got it twisted, people. We have got it twisted. So anyway, he's not talking to us. Oh, we got this virus coming up, whatever. We got this antidote and all this other stuff. How many of you guys are going to take it? How many of you guys are going to take the vaccine? I'm not taking it. We are already at a level to where we are dying in disproportion to every other group. Why? We have bad diet. We don't exercise. I mean, we have so many bad traits that we are killing ourselves. And if we aren't doing it by our diet and by our habits, we're doing it by robbing and killing each other within our own neighborhoods. When I'm on the war zone with Jerry Wayne Monroe and Demetra Kay, there is a case where they even built homes on top of toxic dumps where they rent to black people. But nobody's doing anything. Sheila Jackson Lee's area, that's her area. She doesn't even care. She doesn't even care. These are the things that we need to talk about. After all of the buck dancing that this woman did, and these black women did, you wonder why a lot of black men did not vote for Joe Biden. And then the dumb Negroes that did vote for him, when they see, as we're seeing right now, even before he gets into office, what he's doing, you won't be voting for him next time. Or this ticket. This is what I call the mass incarceration ticket. This is, my thing. I called it the mass incarceration ticket. They keep doing the same game, and you Negroes keep falling for it. Well, Donovan, he's not even in office yet. You got to give him time. Give him time. Okay. How much time does he need? It's been 60 years since the civil rights movement, and the ball hasn't been moved since. How much time do we need? It's been 60 years. We got to give him time. So 2 months? You got to give him time. 2 years. No, we can just be patient. Be patient. 4 years. You got to be patient. 50 years. What, you just say patient. It'll come. That's what they're telling us. Our parents, the baby boomers, are telling us to be patient. Do you guys realize that the average time a specific group is in power it's around 20, 25 years? The baby boomers have been in power since Bill Clinton. That was in the 90s, 92, 93. Over 30 years. Don't you think it's time? We have the oldest person ever elected for president right now, Joe Biden. And I believe he's a pre-baby boomer. He's pre-baby boomer. Do you guys realize that leadership for the Generation X, my generation, won't ever happen? It won't ever happen because now you have my children that are coming into power. My oldest son is 28 years old. Far from being an immature kid or young man. He's a grown man now, 28 years old. By the time Joe Biden's first term is over, my son will be 32. Almost, I think it is to be president, you got to be at least 35, almost eligible to be president himself. So my generation got completely skipped over. But it's my generation that is giving the butter biscuits and co-signing on this shit. But a lot of us are waking up. What will you do, Black people, after 4 years? Because we're so damn patient. Nothing is done. Did you guys read where Joe Biden was saying that he is expediting to the Congress to immediately get him a bill to take care of illegal citizenship for people who are here illegally? I'm not against that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against it, but these people aren't citizens. Why are you doing for them more so than you're doing for the people who got you the presidency? Why does their agenda come first? And that's our problem. We have to stop letting people cut the line in front of us. We got to start demanding our stuff first. You can't tell anybody how to handle their house when your house is in fucking disarray. How many of you guys have been listening to the Demetra K show on Sundays? She's been putting it down hard. I mean, good topics, a lot of stuff there. You guys go there. We talk about some really, really serious stuff. This show is here just an extension of the Demetra K show. I mean, we're just a conglomerate where we're like NWA, New Black Media, NWA, Negroes with attitudes, and we have an attitude. And don't tell me I shouldn't have an attitude, because this is bullshit. This is straight bull Twinkies, and I'm mad about it. You know? So after all of that buck dancing, Symone Sanders gets nothing of significance. Nothing. Was it worth it, Symone? Was it worth it? Was it worth selling your reputation? You know, what's the difference between her and Omarosa? What's the difference between Joe Biden having a white woman as his press secretary, not a sex secretary, but we know what that's about. His press secretary versus Joe Biden having a white woman as his press secretary. Give him time, Donna, give him time. Be patient, be patient, be patient. I can't do it. Can't do it anymore. I'm going to call you out every chance I get. And I'm getting sick and tired of you Negroes that fight myself, the New Black Media, Demetra K, all of these platforms that's trying to tell yo black ass and fighting for yo black ass. You guys fight us more so than the white guy does, the white supremacist does. All my redneck white friends, they don't tell me shit when it comes to my stance on things. I could be totally wrong, but I doubt it. But even if I am, I'm a United States veteran. I'm a United States veteran. I put it on the line. I'm going to say what I got to say because I've earned that fucking right. And you better believe it. And when I see bullshit, be it Democratic, be it Republican, I'm going to call bullshit. Okay? But I just find it amazing how my white friends don't say shit to me. They don't say a damn thing. And a lot of them are Trumpsters. And I know they're Trumpsters. But isn't that funny? When you're a black person and you say that you're not a Democrat or you didn't vote Democrat, people just get up on your ass. Black folks are worse than Trumpsters in some situations. And it's a damn shame. And it's just a damn shame that we're like that. It's crazy. It's almost insane. There's no difference in what we're seeing here. I want to be wrong. Like I said, you're talking to the recovering Democrat, Donovan Sadiq. I'm the recovering Democrat. I want to be a Democrat, but I can't because I see the bullshit. Donald Trump, who is a rich man, I'm not going to say he's a billionaire because he's not. He's a rich man, born with a silver spoon in his mouth, a lifelong Democrat. Most of his supporters are blue collar, redneck white people. Blue collar. He ran as a populist and he almost won again if Black people didn't come and save the day. And we came and saved the day, and you put our butter biscuit eating, buck dancing Negroes again in positions that don't even matter. I'm pissed off about that. We ain't getting what we want. You ain't got a Black agenda for us. And now you can't even put our buck dancers in positions that they worked for, that they sold their souls for. They can't even come back to the hood. He gave up their Black card. And I'm not supposed to be mad about that. But I told you guys. Okay. I told you guys. I called it out. It is what it is. The woman that he put in charge of his economics and to do the budget and all that stuff, she's a neocon. All these people keep coming back out of the Clinton administration. I mean, both parties do it. This woman said she agreed with Trump. Yeah, let's go get the oil and make us pay them for it. She's a neocon. She was under the Clinton, the whole thing. She was all for that. She was all for going into Libya and taking the oil. That's what Donald Trump said in 2011. Yeah, let's go take the oil. Why not? Let's go take their oil, kill them. So what? Let's kill these people. That's progressive. This is the Democratic Party. But again, I just told you, Donald Trump is supported by blue-collar rednecks. All you hear about Democrats is how corporate they are. Because I've told you guys, if you know anything about politics, these parties switch every so many years and they flip. Just like Black people, we were all Republicans when Lincoln freed the slaves or whatever. Most Black people were Republicans until FDR and the Great Depression happened. And then when all the white guys went off to war, all these opportunities happened for Black people because they needed people to work the machines and shit. That's why you had a mass people from the South that went north to get jobs and stuff like that and opportunity. They all became Democrats because of the opportunity. And now you're seeing a switch back. As you saw, 12% of Black men voted for Donald Trump. Oh my God, these niggas, they don't know what they're doing. It's because of Black men. It was so close. If they had just done what we told them to do. But wait a minute, though. You've got these illegal Hispanics that are coming to this country, Cubans or whatever, these Latinos. They come here under whatever circumstances. Let's say, I'm talking about the illegal ones right now. The illegal ones come here. And I don't care. I mean, if you got here, you're here. I live in a Hispanic neighborhood. But let's just be real. That's not my fight. That's not my fight. They're worried about their people. I'll worry about my people. Is that fair? I think that is fair. But these people come here, right? And the Democrats, the congressional Black talkers, they do all this fighting for the kids in the cages. Oh my God. But they don't talk about the Black kids in the cages over here. But that's another story. Right? And they come over here and, the Democrats are going to make this path to citizenship for them, right? Think about this. We're going to make these 11 million Hispanics citizens, right? But then if you look at the demographics of this election that just happened, 58% of Hispanics voted Republican or Latinos, whatever you want to call them. They voted Republican. I don't see anybody talking bad or down to them. They voted Republican because they have an entrepreneurial spirit, and they do. They do. I think everybody has, but they are really overt about their shit. They practice group economics, all the shit that we used to do. Never say that we don't do it. We used to do it. But the baby boomers, my parents, they said, oh, it's just better that you just go and You go to the white man to the doctor. Go to the white business to spend your money over there. They're the ones that taught us that, but they don't ever want to bring that up. They never want to bring that up. They never want to bring that up. That's how we learned to do that shit. Because if they had kept us in our own neighborhood and shopping at our own stores, I don't think we would be doing what we're doing now. Right? Right. But how come they never talk about that? 58% of Hispanics voted for Donald Trump, even after he called them rapers and murderers and all this other stuff, rapists and murderers. They still voted for him. But 83% of Black people voted Democratic. The 12% of us that didn't vote Democratic, how dare us? How dare we? Isn't that crazy? But wait. You guys are experts because you know about politics every 4 years when who's running for president. But if I asked you right now who's on your city council, you couldn't tell me a damn thing. Who's on your school board? You couldn't name one person. But you're the expert. But I'm the bad guy because I'm informing you. And the new Black media, we're informing you what the fuck is going on. We are not a monolithic people. That is why both parties cater to the Hispanics, because they're not monolithic, and it makes them work harder and get their agenda. Why the fuck would the Democratic Party do anything for Black people when, number one, we don't ask for shit, and number two, they're going to get a majority of our vote anyway? They don't even have to work for it. But I'm the problem. The new Black media, we're the problem. It's just sad. It's just sad. I mean, how long are we going to be doing this, people? How long are we going to be doing this? We got bootlicks just like this. For her white daddy, she was willing to do anything she had to do to get her butter biscuits and to get that payday. That's the problem in the Black community. We're so stuck on symbolism. Oh, Kamala Harris, a woman of color. What's she going to do for you? This is the woman that locked up poor single mothers and fathers. All you people that didn't live in California and don't know Kamala's record, the ignorance is bliss. It's unbelievable. But even when we tell you the record and you know it for yourself, you still voted. Can't take your vote. It's your vote. So who's the problem here? Who's the traitor to the race? The new Black media, because we're telling you what's going on. We're giving you another option. I voted Green Party. You know why? They had a platform for reparations. They had a platform for universal health care. What are the Democrats doing? I live in California, a Democratic enclave, basically. We pay some of the highest taxes in the United States. Please tell me why California does not have universal health care. Democratic governor, Democratic assembly, Democrat everything just about. We don't have universal health care, but yet the Democratic Party is for the working person. 55,000 homeless people and counting. That's just here in California, Southern California. And they keep moving them from city to city to city because they don't know what to do. There's plenty of homes in California. They're just not affordable. And once this pandemic and all this bullshit is done, it is estimated in the United States, 10 million people will be homeless unless they do something. How is that stimulus check going for you guys? It's been almost a year, $1,200. That means you had to make $100 a month last you with your unemployment check. Your money. This is your tax money. This is what you pay. And they're telling you, this is what we're going to give you. Live off of this. Your tax dollars when you need it. But guess what? Defense industry got their money. The military got their money. No questions asked. No questions asked. Billions of dollars. Billions, almost $1 trillion budget, almost $1 trillion budget. They got their money. But here you are, you barely eat. They're telling you to stay at home. You are not working at no fault of your own. And you just take it. You're just like, oh, okay. Sheep. Oh, okay. At least question the shit. This is where we're at. And black people, ha ha, he, ha ha ha. Negro, you are less than 12 years from being a slave. But ha ha, he, not a care in the world. The black community will be out of wealth in less than 12 years, and they didn't even count on the pandemic. So it's way less than that now. We probably have less than 8 years because they're stealing all the wealth now. What little businesses we have, they're gone. The corporations are just waiting those things out. The corporations made billions of dollars. You're just squeezing it out. We are now going into the matrix. We are literally going into the matrix. There's a movie called The Net. I want you guys to go watch it. I'm mad as hell and I'm not taking it no more. That's what you should be saying right now. But no, the black community, ha ha, he, he. They're going to be ha ha, he, and on you when you're out in the fucking street. And this is what I mean when I say 12 years to a slave. You are working toward being a slave because you're not listening. You're not putting it together. You're not voting your interests. These people do not give a fuck about you. And if you don't believe me and your district is represented by a black congressman or your town is run by a black mayor and your neighborhood looks like shit, I just proved my point. Go to a Republican area. Here in California, the few Republican areas that we have, there's no trash everywhere. Everything is handled. I'm not saying it's utopia, but it's how it should be. They're not going to have it. Why is it that when you see movies of white people, the houses are always pristine, everything is so-called perfect? They're not like in the hood and you got trash and you got, car, there's no grass. You got patches of grass in the front yard. The houses are always like $1 million houses. You guys ever notice that in the movies? But when you see a black movie, the black character comes out, he's living in the hood. And in the few black movies where the black person lives in a decent neighborhood, that's the anomaly. Because of people like this. Buck dancing, Mammy Sanders. After all she did for her white master, he made her the press secretary for the vice president. And it won't be long before Kamala Harris gets rid of her. Because the old saying, 2 women in the kitchen, it ain't gonna work. It's just not gonna work. We're gonna see. But again, I hate to tell you guys I told you so, but I told you so, and I'm gonna spike the ball. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Did you guys see that game? I get clowned all the time about the Dallas Cowboys. But guess what? Rightly so. That's just part of what it is. Okay? You guys voted. You got Trump out. Congratulations. He's out now. Now look at the difference. I don't see a difference yet. Joe Biden's moves are no different than what Trump was doing. Hey, you guys, don't forget to check me out. Free Flow Fridays on Friday. We'll be there doing that, hanging out, stuff with Demetra K. And also don't forget the Demetra K show on Sundays, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then occasionally I'm a contributor on Love in the Zone with Paradise the Model. That show's going to be on Mondays and Wednesdays. I'll be there every now and then, whatever the deal is. And again, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm on the War Zone with Jerry Wayne Monroe and Demetra K. And also, do not forget to check out Demetra K. She is on the African Diaspora News Channel on YouTube, African Diaspora News Channel. She is a contributing producer there, and she did her first a stick the next day. I saw it that next morning. I stay up late at night doing shit like this, but I saw it the next morning. Within 10 hours, she had like 14,500 views. I haven't checked it since then, but we don't do this for the views. We don't do this for the likes. At least I don't. And I know Demetra doesn't do it either. We do it to give you guys the knowledge. If you don't like what we have to say here and all these other platforms, you've got other platforms you can go to. Continue to be the Walking Dead. Continue to be the Walking Dead, because how you get rid of a zombie is you shoot him in the head. And if you want to continue to be that walking zombie, that's exactly what this government is going to do to you if they don't make you a slave first. Because when you don't have any wealth, you don't have anything in this world. I thank those that are waking up. Again, I don't care about the likes. I don't care about the views. I care about the knowledge. Malcolm X said in the 1960s that they may have the gas ovens on before you realize they're hot. And that was a reference to the genocide during World War II under Adolf Hitler and what he did to the Jews. If you guys do not wake up, they're going to have the gas ovens built before we realize they're hot. And once they get hot, that means they're getting ready to be used. And that's what we mean by 12 years to a slave. I'm Donovan Sadiq. I'm a recovering Democrat, you guys. You have just now been in tune. Roland Martin, brother, get better. You just got to buck dance a little harder. What was that you told Hillary Clinton? Do you know how to wobble? Continue to do all that. And we'll see how far you get, brother. Wake up. Donovan Sadiq, you guys. Have a great